Reach and reach advantage are terms that are thrown around boxing and MMA all the time. But what does it mean? In this video, we want to go over what it is, how it's measured, and what it means in the sport of MMA. So let's get into it. In both the UFC and professional boxing, a fighter's reach is measured from fingertip to fingertip while the arms are outstretched to the side at the shoulder height and is usually given in inches. In MMA, along with the reach of the arms, leg reach is also a measurement taken into consideration, which is measured from the hip bone to the heel. Now that we've covered how reach is measured, what is reach advantage? Simply put, it's how much longer or shorter a fighter's reach is than their opponent's. A longer reach is often seen as an advantage, but the numbers don't tell the whole truth. Reach doesn't account for the variation between arm length and shoulder width. Someone with wide shoulders and short arms may have a longer reach on paper than someone with narrow shoulders and long arms, but that doesn't necessarily give them the advantage when it comes to punching from a distance. A great example of this is Max Holloway, who on paper has a shorter reach than opponents such as Alexander Volkanovski, Dustin Poirier, or Jose Aldo, but clearly has much longer arms than all three. So how do we get more accurate reach measurements? For starters, it doesn't make sense to measure reach with fingers outstretched. Fighters don't throw punches with their fingers out, at least most of them don't, so it doesn't make sense to measure it that way. Instead, it should be measured from fist to fist. Secondly, it would make more sense for reach to be measured by arm length rather than overall wingspan. After all, the point of reach measurements is to try and see who has the longer range on their punches. But as long as reach is still measured the way it is, there are other ways to gather information about a fighter and their attributes. One such measurement is the Ape Index. The Ape Index is a ratio of a person's reach to their height. An average person will have roughly a 1-to-1 ratio, give or take 1 or 2%. A larger Ape Index usually correlates with longer arms and a more effective reach advantage. For example, Jon Jones has an Ape Index of 111.2%, while Artem Lobov has the lowest UFC Ape Index of 94.2%. Kevin Lee actually has the largest Ape Index of any UFC fighter at 111.6%. Now, going back to leg reach, it is a lesser talked about metric when talking about fighters, especially given how important kicks are in MMA as a whole. Even though leg reach can be found on stat websites like the UFC, it is not displayed when the tail of the tape is shown during broadcasts. That's likely because it's difficult to assess what advantage leg reach will provide a fighter without also assessing other metrics like height or body proportions. For example, Stipe Miocic has shorter legs than Jose Aldo. Don't believe me? Look it up. Before we wrap up this video, here are a few all-time UFC records for reaches. Jon Jones has the longest reach at 84.5 inches. Stefan Struve is tied for the record of the longest leg reach at 48 inches or 4 feet, and Demetrius Johnson has the shortest legs at 34 inches. Next time you have a tape measure handy, measure your reach and Ape Index and see where you lie on the spectrum. Do you have orangutan arms, or are you a little closer to T-Rex arms? Let us know in the comments below. Thanks for watching our video. If you enjoyed it, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more weekly videos.